Hey, what's up, gorgeous people? Here are 10 tips that I believe may help you when you travel to Thailand. Number one, before you get here, make sure your phone is unlocked from any provider, because when you get here, if it's not, you won't be able to access the SIMs in Thailand. So make sure your phone is unlocked to any provider. Number two, and this more applies to anyone that may be staying for a longer period of time and may have booked a budget hotel, and it's more around setting expectations. If you have booked a budget hotel, don't come with the expectation that it's going to be a picture perfect representation of how you saw it advertised, because what I'm finding is anything 3 stars doesn't meet your expectations, anything 4 stars and above kind of does. So just bear that in mind. The place where you're seeing right now behind me, which is Zenzala, is one of the only spots that I've come across, actually one of 2 of the only spots I've come across, whereby how they advertise is how they actually appear when you turn up, even randomly. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Number 3. Now, if you're going to be here for more than a month, I would recommend to you rather, look for a service department as opposed to a hotel, because at least you'll then have access to a kitchen and you'll be able to do your own food prep, because obviously vegetables and fruit, stuff like that are in abundance here. But in terms of you being able to access the specific types of foods you might want to eat before a main meal, you won't necessarily get that here. So you've got obviously access to eggs, flour, whatever else. If you want to make pancakes, you could do that, but you can't buy pancakes here. It's the hardest thing to do. I love pancakes, so the closest thing I've found to that is crepes, and that ain't cutting it. But there's lots of fruits that you can buy for about 20 baht, and that's nice. But yeah, just bear that in mind. Number 4. Now, this may seem extremely obvious, but I struggled with this for about at least 2 times when I was using the ATM. Basically, you can change the language from Thai to English by obviously just selecting change language when you get to the option. So bear that in mind. When you're using the ATM, you can change your language, but obviously you can then opt for other in terms of the specific amount you may want to then withdraw, rather than defaulting to the 5,000 baht that it kind of gives you the immediate option to withdraw. And you feel, oh shit, okay, I don't necessarily want to draw all of that, but you end up doing, which is what I did twice basically. So also, in terms of charges, it's only like no more than £5 as a charge when they transfer or convert the currency from sterling to Thai. So yeah, just rest assured that's all you'll be paying, really, nothing more. Number 5, how much is an average meal in Thailand? I'm finding when I go out to eat locally, most of the meals don't exceed more than 200 baht, and that includes a large beer. So I'd say between 200, no more than 250 baht, Thai baht is what an average meal costs. Between 200 and 300 Thai baht is basically between £4 and £6 UK sterling. Food is always tasty, but the portions aren't huge. Number 6, how much for a meal in a restaurant? I've been to 2 really nice restaurants so far, and I would say that if you spend around about 700 Thai baht, between 700 and 800 Thai baht, which is around about between 15 and 17 pounds per head, you get a nice starter, nice main, nice dessert, and a nice beer. And it's very, very filling. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Number 7, how to get around. I've chosen to use a push bike, and I found it to be extremely convenient, because I can just hop on and hop off. If I see a spot that I like, I could just literally just stop and go to it, take some pictures and hop back on the bike and keep it moving. So for me, it's been extremely convenient. So I would say it's a really good way to move around and see Thailand properly, you know. Managed to get a fantastic deal with a company in which I'll show you here. And yeah, it's definitely worth speaking to them and checking it out and see what type of deals they can offer you, because I got a fantastic deal when I was here. Number 8. And this mainly applies to anyone that's spending more than a month in Thailand. But definitely familiarise yourself with the main supermarkets, not the 7-Elevens, because there's one on every corner, but the main supermarkets, because there's also those wherever you may be, if you are staying for longer than a month, and you'll get a much better value in terms of buying bigger items, obviously, at cheaper prices, rather than getting the local items that you can get at 7-Eleven, which are just small, but and you know, don't really last too long, basically. So you have to end up keep topping up all the time in 7-Elevens. So yeah, familiarise yourself with your biggest supermarkets nearest to you, wherever you may be in Thailand. Mine is Lotus. Number 9. You know what's been really, really surprising? Dogs. Dogs, or otherwise known as soy dogs, which is basically street in Thai, street dogs. They've been coming at me real hard. Every time they see me in a bike, they want to chase me down, bark, give me some attitude, I'm like, what the hell? I've had to literally kick a few in their mouth, in their teeth, to back them off. They're coming at me that hard, you know? So, again, probably only applies if you're here for a longer period of time and these dogs are seeing you and thinking they can come and test you. But just bear that in mind. Dogs can be, street dogs in particular, can be a problem. And finally, number 10, additional costs that you may incur at the airport. The only additional costs I've experienced is baggage for internal flights that I took from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. I had to pay 1,000 baht, which I believe is £22 when you convert that to sterling. So that was the only, and my baggage was 16 kilos. So just so you know, that's the only other cost you may incur additionally if you haven't bought or paid for everything in advance like I did. I don't like having to fork out money on the fly, so my obviously flights was covered in advance, and seating and all that type of stuff. But yeah, in terms of baggage, that's the only additional expense that I've incurred, and that was for an internal flight from Bangkok to Chiang Mai with Air Asia, or Asia Airlines, I should say, Asia Airlines. I hope you found this helpful and useful, and I hope you enjoy your stay in Thailand when you get here. It's a gorgeous place, and take care, all the best.